Okay, Fambulem, a warm good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where in the world you watch this particular program. I want to say a heavy and a warm welcome to everybody where they watch now. And today, obviously, the 10th of May, 2021, this now a host and presenter on the then now media platform, Prince Emil Koma. They come to now with a very special program and a very special guest. When just as a matter of convention, we will therefore introduce him because actually he's being on social media, well known now for certain things that one can talk about tonight. So the usual ritual, I kindly ask now for share this video, let others they kindly read for themselves because this is history in the making. And at every turn in history, especially inside politics and political parties, then the rancor and people and things them whether they think about on how to bring changes within the circle of a political, whether in a movement, whether in a party, is always prevalent, not just as a matter of time. And as at this particular time, we see one of the biggest party now we country Sierra Leone, we see people with party we call for reform, and this reform they only call for quite a while now. They don't do so, and the reform is necessary. It's a modern thing for do in political parties, but sometimes it's the timing and sometimes the way you go about them, and you will always get people that will go resist reform. In this regard, we get one of we brother here today where they can help we for understand why it asks for reform and in a member of the party. So at this point in time, I want to say welcome to you, Mr. Alfred Conteh. Alfred, welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you very much. Before we go to inside this program, Brother Alfred, I want to ask something quickly we play out, I believe, saying yesterday, either at the party headquarters or just outside of the party headquarters, but it be related to the party and party people then. And we see video will go viral of you, they address certain issue there. And I think you speak to SLBC journalists then. Unfortunately, I'll not be able to play the clip, but you go and tell Fambul and Lily between really happened, please, if you will.
Well, it's simple, you know. I want to hold a press conference at the party office, and I follow the right channel, put in the request, and I get there, then tell me, say, then get instruction from Usman Fode and Sane, when are the de facto Secretary General, or we call him the deposed Secretary General, then he say, let them not give the key to me, or let them not open the party office. And then, so what do? We decide we'll get the press conference outside. So we deal with the journalists, them outside. I did, like how you say, SLBC and all these other people, they did it. I did the press conference, and then I left. Then tell me, so after I left, fete for them. And the fete for them, they say, people can come inside the party office with sticks and things that can begin attack supporters that have been there where they dance, where come, where the glad say reform don't finally can with party. These are real APC people, and then they dance because they look and say, oh, they can go adopt a constitution. So then people and they attack them, you know. So now it happen anyway. I just want to let everybody know, say, okay, but who reports come out, we say the Motkawa go, then broke the glass. That's not true. The Motka, then want go with the all commodity nuts, you know, do them. The Motokawa, then broken glass, I think they misunderstand, according to it, I read. But the Motka, then want go with, where maybe Sidon and some other high-powered members of the ARM in the inside, them Motka, and they're safe, you know? So okay. I just want to let people know that, but cool things go out, we're not true.
Well, many thanks for that clarification, because obviously there were concerns out there and there were rumors, and the rumors wild and far that you were attacked. Me personally, issues of that kind. So I am pleased, and I believe there are many other people who are pleased with the explanation that you were not attacked, but saying after you don't left, now you say people can come out with sticks and stones. Okay. You done try for champion reform within the All People's Congress for quite a while now. Prior to the now, then you were attached with a group of others where they try for call for the same thing where you they call for now. You were a member of that movement. But first question would be, what are you objective? What do you intend for achieve? Paint this picture for Fambule, let we understand in depth waiting Alfred Conteh actually they try for achieve. Because we know say yes, there's a keyword reform, waiting substantive about this word reform, waiting exactly you want and how you go about that.
Well, it's simple. The goal we made a try for achieve now victory for the APC come 2023. What do I mean? A victory where nobody not go reverse, a victory where not going to be influenced by legal debacles, victory where go be clear, then nobody not going to ask questions. If we not do this, if we not fix all this problem we'll get, we say, oh, they go no more, like how them do one rush, oh, no go convention, we'll get problem. You know, go to that convention, they don't tell we plain, say then they go rogue, and they go create all kinds of situation. We'll let Dr. Samura Kamara emerge as the winner. And not saying are the only person where they run in company day. So then one and they all day where they say, okay, it not go be. What thing will happen? There's a possibility or tendency say Dr. Samura Kamara is the most popular amongst the candidates. So if he is the most popular among the candidates, all he needs to do, if we go in and prove himself, say, hey, I'm the most popular. Let we go in, let we get a neutral body run this particular convention, and we go run them. If I win, I win. If I not win, okay. But if we go into this convention now, forget about the legality, because the current de facto executive of the APC, they're not legal. They not get one iota of legality. But let me say, we all at the party say, okay, well, for the sake of the party, like how some people can tell me, for the sake of the party, we'll go convention. If we go convention, what if you say, what if you say they go happen? Would they go convention, then go do, Samura end up for win? Or would they do, the other man end up for win, Mr. X, Mr. Y? Then some people, they say, on a rogue, then rogue me, then we don't talk up. So when you get executive where they come out openly, say, we know we'll go inside all the way to go tell man them for do. Guess what? It's not going to affect we. You don't understand. It's not going to affect we directly, we will win. But when the term comes for let people go vote, we see what happened in 2017. The SLPP unpopular government beat with 2 terms. I don't know how you feel, but me that thing, sit well with. And me know the problem was this dictatorship na this party, and the problem is this selection na this party. So right there at that convention, now me begin put up resistance. Monday morning, I go to Guma building. I say we need to do something. The convention where APC just get something wrong. No sign out in this constitution. We say one person the pick. 53 pages, I read it. No sign out the way say one person the pick. They say, oh, NAC give the rights. No sign out the ways they say NAC for give one person the rights. So what thing happen, they not be right. And not to me one see this, but could people see them, but still will support Dr. Samura. We push where to get for push, we do it to get for do. Now we only to corner. And we lost the first one, I lost the second. And now we want to take the same man and create situation and go get on this party. So me, I look and say, you know what, may the best man win. This fight's not the best man. Samura could be the best man. He can go in and win. Let not afraid. Right now, the fight with them fights me. All who attack me now from Samura camp. I don't get any other option but for hit the nail right now the head. The people who go attack me, people yesterday. Then from Samura camp, the Ansane, the so-called de facto establishment. So what's in the afraid about democracy is the question where Boku people ask me. Well, I tell you now what's in the afraid. Okay? And Eskoroma almost lost in the 2005 election. He almost lost in that convention because he go with a team. Kemosi say, for being in publicity secretary, they beat him. You understand? Then for being in secretary general, Victor Fo beat him. So you don't afraid. It's a afraid election. This is why we're an escoromatic after 2005 to also not a single election don't take place in the APC. That's the reason. Because we get confidence.
Okay, well, Alfred, that said a lot, but that was then. And you advocate for reform now because of what you witnessed in the past. So what exactly do you want now?
Beautiful. Now, what do we say? Constitutionally speaking, in the APC bylaws, this current administration, they not get the legality for do anything on behalf of the party. If they do them, no matter of time for let somebody jump in and call them by the law and catch them, and then we go now setback. Okay, so what are they say? No, take and say now football. I hold the ball now. I then at the midfield, now me hold the ball. I don't look up. I see all these people, my teammates, they want to score. But I don't say if I give them the ball now offside, if they score, the referee, they disallow the goal. I know they give them. People don't go say, if I don't get the ball, but me don't see, say, then they're offside. I see the linesmen don't begin one ace in flag, say then they're offside. So it's I do hold the ball first. Say then come back into outside and the legal will give them the ball. And this is it. I believe so this analogy to people that already watch football go, no. Okay, any of these people now will go convention, will make mago, and they disallow the goal. You know, the current president been there carrying, they go carrying a Kamakwe. He said they go unopposed. Based on what? You know, you don't look the people where they before. He said they were all all a red card, all the offside. You know, so they are allowed to take time. No go rush to squash. Now we fit to the
so your bone of contention, right at the center of your argument, is one of the current executive being illegal. And if they are illegal in your mindset, they need for leave.
Yes. And to be honest, I don't get any personal grievance or bitterness against them. Even we understand the way I recently plan have been for probably kill me yesterday, you know, when I come. I don't get anything against them because he's a failure already. When somebody go to that level, they show he's a failure. The man that lost the most election now we party, the most elections. He's the worst secretary general where they don't ever appoint because nobody no elect him. So I know
we go come to that. Lord, not fast cue this. We go come to that. Okay. So basically, you want reform, and this current executive is illegal. And but there is a constitution. There is a body of law. You say you don't read them 53 pages, but you've been part and parcel of a negotiating team where asks for a new constitution. And that new constitution is available with some of the changes, Mr. Alfred Conteh, that you asked for. What more do you want? Are you not satisfied with what is in this new constitution where you asked for revised?
Well, first of all, when we go to the constitution, they release some constitution according to it. Somebody tell me, you understand? The agreement with them get with the NRM. They forget a body where they run the party affairs. Again, for everything be free and fair. And this body is supposed to govern the elections. Then basically they be the secretariat of the party. Then they take over. Now then they register people. Now then they do everything. Now, what I understand is when the time comes, then give them a new constitution. Then change the one where they be agreeable. And go give them another one. We get what they call transitional clause. And in that transitional clause, they empower themselves. First, what they do, they legitimize all the bad way they do. And then they empower themselves. Then took power from the interim body where they say then they set. So basically, in that transitional clause, the interim body become useless. So with all that rubbish, that the people say, me are fed up. I mean, I'm fed up. Now I say, you know what? Would they file lawsuit now for pull them all? Everybody were illegal, not supposed to hold anything or do anything now this party. Let we get an interim, not on the first time. This is a precedent in the APC. We don't get interim twice. We don't get we go convention. And the other chairman, and as they see say, something they can't will go affect the party, then they resign. They hand over to an interim. The only person who will not resign and hand over to an interim, Nanes Kuruma, you know. So it's this is a fight where I don't get one remorse. Which
okay.
I have no remorse.
So I pick up 2 or 3 key things in your explanation, and then 2 or 3 things there. Key among them is you were told. I think at the third time you don't say that on things that were really critical where you fight for. If you were told and you're not going for verify, I'm so not hearsay. Will you go along with hearsay instead of you yourself try to find out whether this thing the way you hear they are concrete enough other than relying on hearsay?
Well, this is the thing. When you get somebody we're not keeping word, where they lie constantly, you know, Yansanet tell me on Saturday, say go open the office, tell somebody, one other doctor will find out saying another liar too.
So you not tell Dr. Yansanet not tell you directly, now somebody else he tell again.
Yes, it tells somebody and the person tell me. And then
so you can't go on blaming Mr. Yansane, Alfred. So, I mean, you understand that contextually. You can't go on blaming him because he can easily deny. But again, you know, you read this from Mr. Yansane himself. You hear him from another party, allegedly, where Yansane tell.
Okay, so I'll give you this. They were trying to have, I came to Freetown for peace. Peace is what I came for, okay? But the thing is, we will get a press conference and we implement this constitution when people's participation the day in this constitution, and then we move forward. So all he needed to do was take that particular moment, like I explained to people, because they don't lie to people and how me one the party. I said, so I want to get a press conference, like tell members of the press and members of the APC, waiting they go on. Me na APC. And the first one they get now for APC. I don't see why I will go get press conference in any place other than the party office. So Mr. De facto, whatever here, can you please grant me permission? I know every from. So why they talk to this man where they try to negotiate peace? I've been feeling a neutralist, but yesterday night I found out he's a pathological liar himself, you know? So this man came and he tell me, say, then go and get Zoom meeting on Sunday with Yansane, me and Yansane. And I said, well, that could be, let not be during the day because I get for dinner party office, and they do the press conference. After the press conference, I go get Zoom meeting with Yansane and the legal team. Now, I said, so remind them for the key. Say, let them make sure, say they're open for me. Now, I go call you back, let's talk to them. So he talked to Yansane, now he called me back. They say, don't talk to Yansane. Yansane say, no problem, then go open for me. They say, the only thing in the worry, he asks if I get security. Now say, yeah, security silent, no worry, I get security. But let's just give me assurance that they open the party office. They say, yes, then they open up. So now the cow come. This is the lies where me not good. I don't see any reason why even somebody want mediate or negotiate with them. They are just unbelievable lies.
Okay, Alfred. Make I ask you 2 things again quickly. So first of all, there was somebody who been negotiate allegedly between you and Payasane, and you had faith in that person up to yesterday until the meeting where you want to go hold a press conference turned out for be no. It turned out for be not. And then suddenly this person became a liar overnight, and not only a liar, an ordinary liar, but pathological. How realistic can that be, Alfred? And you're a very smart man.
Good. So this is the thing. The Bible said to the pure, all things are pure. So when somebody called me and even profess to be a Christian, then I do background check on them actually after I end up the conversation. Then I know say na phony motor, you know. But the reality is, it tell me say, they want peace na the party like everybody else. Now I say, well, that's how they go. What do I want? Let we adopt the constitution. That's the best place for begin this peace. Let I tell you, all these fights, what they fight, is simple. APC now APC go ask. So we come say, Lord, and go do this. The ruling where the judge give now, what the APC ask for? Now they ask, say, they want go adopt the constitution. So the judge look and say, my lawsuit gets something relating to the Constitution. So it blend all two together. It says, since me ask, say, let them publicize the actual Constitution where they want to go adopt, so people go look at. It add that to the ruling, it say publicize that. At the same time, let the party go adopt it. But we don't see them, no evidence, no day of electing una not follow the rule, una not for be part of it. Una allow the party get people, them stakeholders, respectable people, let them form an interim, let them go adopt the Constitution. Una stay, let them go adopt the Constitution, then una come back to court. Waiting have been the answer, nothing. You know, and begin facts, then they go appeal, and they do this, then they do that, you know. So the reality is, part of the law you can appeal, and appeal and not get problems. Because I know say they appeal 40 times and they lost 40 times.
So maybe I'll push back on that a little bit before I lose my thought on that particular, because we talk about constitutionality now and waiting Judge Adrian Fisher render. So your party APC, the lawyer, the way they represent APC, I understand, request for something we call, I believe, varied injunction, where the justice grants them. So on that basis, they then go back now their own suffer and go consult. But what you say is like them ban all of them. And my understanding is no, there's an exemption. Like for example, the leader and chairman is exempt. And so is the deputy chairman. Only officials, let me just finish the point. I see you shake your head, but let me just finish the point quickly. Only officials who are elected under the constitution of the party, now then the sideline, they say, no, then you cannot partake because you are elected officials. As selected, yes. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, what's happen is the first defendant, when the former president of Sierra Leone, Anes by Koroma. The second defendant, when Usman Fode Yansane, they're not for he also participate. Okay, then in fact they're not for interfere with the process. Forget about that. You go to the area where the judge say NAC not for interfere, and the chairman of NAC also Anes Koroma, the deputy chairman of NAC na Minkailu Mansare. So reality, they're all, including Anes Koroma and the deputy, they're not for going. But I will say, really, if you get one, I will allow one more question, if you don't mind. You know, so we'll talk about that a little, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, brilliant. Inside the same constitution, Mr. Conteh, or party-wise, what you they ask for, it almost sounds unrealistic. You can correct me there if I am wrong. It almost sounds unrealistic in the sense that you are asking for the entire party leadership forgo the executive. In the absence of that, who conducts the affairs of the party?
Well, beautiful. You know, we've done this several times in the past. Like I'll tell you now, past precedents. The APC party don't go convention with interim. So an interim leadership, they take over. Okay. I mean, I explained this to somebody today. We've been the tribe for talk peace to we. The reality is the way how Anes Koroma creates the APC. If you take a pyramid and you turn it upside down, now so they run the party. So now they're in charge from in, now I build the one dollar APC. You understand? Now I make the party weak, not to show you for build party. Now from the people, we build the party from down all the way up. So whatever we put up there is strong. It gets everything we take for be the voice of the party. And if you touch them, now we all you touch. But if now one man day he make all these decisions, why they tell you so, now the party this will get, now the structure. So when in not legal, everybody they whether they're not legal. Now when you turn the thing to the other point where you see the confusion not there. The interim will reform, it'll be from the top down. Okay? Because now interim, it can be from the top down. You start with one person, you get a deputy. From the deputy, they make the secretary, deputy secretary, and then you walk your way down. So that's the way it come. Now interim anger for clear way, so nobody no go sue. If we go conventional,
let me talk about the interim quickly, because I understand say you get for go. So I'm rushing some things then inside quickly. So yes, there has to be an interim, but I wonder you touch on the memorandum of understanding where una been get after the McKinney meeting. There was an MOU. You had problems with that MOU there because things the way you asked for were inclusive.
Well, I just tell you what in and do with the MOU, then basically put them into the round 5. Inclusive, when them people here, when not they talk through, tell you, say, oh, we don't give you this, not take our, not so true. They never gave them anything. They went back and basically reversed everything. So the reality is, MOU, they're not all inside of the MOU, you know? They come up and put things together. They're not being get one iota of how you call it, sincerity for follow through. Let me just put this together or make sure say people say, oh, then get MOU logo. At the end of the day, like how they say, the Secretary General come with a new constitution. We get a transitional clause. We basically nullify all the powers with them inongi to the interim body, you know. So I hope so we'll get some other talk. I get guests will wait for me, but I know so start late. But please schedule another one. I still left Freetown maybe before I left. I'll go do another one with you now. Thank you so much. You guys are doing a fantastic job and keep it up.
Thank you very much, Alfred. Yeah, take care, brother.
Yeah.
Bye. Okay, Fambulem, we'll be here for interrupt this particular broadcast because the brother obviously, we talked this before we come on, is seriously engaged in many other things then, although he may not gain commitment to this particular interview, but a better way he come down, he not come at all not. But there are so many questions for him because there have been promised this interview being supposed to be clinical, incisive, surgical, and forensic, deep cleaning. That's what I wanted to do. And we were arriving there. Unfortunately, the board I get for go. But let me just recap and touch on a few issues before we close the program. So we know say that there was a memorandum of understanding and members of NAC then go meet na McKinney, and when they accommodate, then decide for adapt a reviewed constitution will involve some of the very things them way the brother and the team way even they in asked for. Some of the things that we did inside that constitution review were the position of the chairman is going to be an elected one, okay? And in fact, then another thing they agree on is then go separate the chairman and leader. So instead of one entity occupying both positions, the chairman will become an entity on its own, whereas the leader will become an entity on its own. So the person when a president, of course, not the leader for the party because you can't leave him helpless. So when they hold meetings, so that it will get voice day, so he remains the leader. The chairman will go to somebody else. But all of these were supposed to be elected position, okay? And the chairman will continue to be something like the CEO for the party. So when they elect the flag bearer automatically they become the party leader. So if that flag bearer, they go on for win the elections and become president, then it's obvious that this is the president of the republic and the leader for his party and an elected position. So these are the few things them way they get under the reviewed constitution where the NRM asks for under the memorandum of understanding. And there are many other things then we be involved, okay? Like they talk about delegates them. First, you know, say you get a youth them and other people them then they bring delegates them from every district, region, and constituency. I think about 50 of them. And then you get the veteran presidency, you get the woman and presidency. Then they bring, I think altogether they bring something like 50 delegates and then say, no, this is not for happening again. Let me reduce that to 15. And there was something else that had to do with NAC. You know, say NAC initially have been 21 people made up of NAC. And gradually, because the president didn't get the prerogative for just select or appoint or take any one number where it wants, that number they double, 42, and there's no sign that it's going to slow down, because anytime they work on that day again and decide, say, this number for reduce at some point, and the president will no longer hold the power for only select the one the way he wants, because other than that, there is no independence. So there are many things that these people agree on, where they include inside this revised constitution. The brother Alfred Conteh talk about a transitional council. So first thing first, now the question that they are asking, you cannot have a political party, a massive political machine, without a driver. So it's say an interim body. But when you mention interim body, who is supposed to make up that interim body? Is he saying, like he claim, all the executive then get for leave because they are illegitimate? But from the constitution, which I understand, we get for distinguish between elected and selected. So those that are elected actually are not illegal, even though they're term done, because they will need to be voted out. And a reason why they continue for day, because things are not normal. But waiting everyone do now for go hold this convention, who said they will get this new leadership, and they form an interim body. And that interim body, they belong there in place where they go to McKinney and go hold the NAC meeting from there where they get the memorandum of understanding with some kind of transitional machine. We get the power and authority for conduct elections. Okay, so then they've been there in place. So if the brother been there, the question would have been, who that supposed to be this interim body now, so it can show us the mechanism where it gets in place for elect, select, an interim body we go further for do the electioneering process for the party. Because according to what they say, most of, if not every one of them, are suspect. It quotes the Bible and all. So you see them points in there. So who that for be? Is it him? Has he got a team already where he want to propose? These will have been some of the questions. Okay. But it's such a shame that we get for lose the brother to that. Another thing we mentioned is a precedent has been set, which is true. But the narrative way they give it in terms of the precedent that was set was like the whole batch was cleared and then a new batch came in. No, that is not true. And I think say they talk about the era of Yambasu and I believe now Aka something where became the Secretary General or Publicity Secretary. That wasn't true. Let me just catch up with my notes quickly. So yes, indeed, there was a precedent and the party move on for bringing two people there as interim leaders, because you cannot leave a political machine empty. Not at all. You cannot do that. So again, like I talk about the position on the MOU, I think that'll be the question that they were asked, because I be really one for all family and understand, including myself, which in a position. So una request a reform. Yes, the pardon drag and foot them, but in the end, they accede. And my other question will have been on negotiation, because you not seem for one compromise, and in a negotiation, it's a give and take. It's a give and take. And the more powerful you are on the negotiating table, the more you go get. You can't get everything. Now make now bargaining is a give and take situation. And as far as I'm concerned, Mr. Conteh and his team, not know that are smaller, you know, as compared to the size of the party. Now we could title the program Goliath and David. Whether Goliath go able for, David go able for kill Goliath with the slingshot this time. Are we going to see Goliath being killed by the slingshot of David? So now compromise. So if we talk about peace, there is compromise. That's what peace is about. That's why you go on a bargaining table, give and take. So yes, the brother was part of the movement of the NRM, called the NRM, the National Reformation Movement, where scatter at some point. He was a member of that. So if una go into negotiation and una get not all waiting una want, but certain brothers that will be there within the NRM felt satisfied at least that they got something. You can't get all, and maybe you can get some now, and then later you can get the others. Now, gradual process. Reform is not sharp. Other than that, it become, cataclysmic. That's what happens. Because when you force them, it's almost like a revolution. It becomes violent. And then things collapse altogether. And it not keep back something the way it collapse, because out of the ashes can go something new. But when they talk about a critical stage, now the electioneering cycle in the country, and this is where we are. And could we say, is it why this activity of the brother is being pushed by him and other else they Bienna? That would be the question. Is it why? Because to ask for reform is a good thing, but you cannot get everything that you are asking for. Other than that, the other side will get nothing left because you want it all. So now, Giorgio, give and take, talk, parler, if you understand what I mean. So the Constitution of 1995, the chairman and the deputy chairman, they set them aside, and at the point that they were going to make, not to all man they say, una no go partake. No. There is a clear distinguishing line between the elected officials and the selected ones. A clear. Well, I will try for save, some of these for next time, because as soon as guess what I Conteh will like for comeback. He already make a commitment live on tape. He will like for comeback for let we have a conversation on this. I'm a bit disappointed. I must agree, because I prepare for this, so we can have this conversation and set some things straight. Some of it was going to be personal as well, like in terms of bankrolling. Right now, the brother did Freetown. Some time ago, he did Freetown, and the exercise they are kind of expensive. But maybe he might be liquid enough for bankroller. But the idea is, I was going to ask, how do you bankroll this? I was also going to mention some names, like the brother did support the party strongly at the time, although he was disappointed because in the end, Dr. Samora was made the flag bearer. So who was he supporting then? And he sounds disappointed. Was he disappointed because would I been in support then, no win? If would I been in support, no win, and he disappointed as a consequence of that, is that the person that he's supporting now, or is that person the one behind, along with others, that they are deriving their oxygen from in the name of reform, which is a good thing? Let's not get it wrong. Let's not get it twisted. It is a good thing. So we also know that we're going to court the earlier part, I think that during the NRM time, when the party decided to settle issues with them, say, let's withdraw this matter from the court because we've got more important things to do. Somebody charged them $35,000 or so dollars. Say that's what it cost. So one of the people that we involved with it understands it kind of related to Ernest Bai Koroma, the former president. And this same person is kind of related, don't know how true is that, related to Mr. Conteh. So if there is a relation between this triangle, then it seems that there's some family business inside this. Anyway, for now, what we know is the case is adjourned. I think somebody sent me notes, say the case will be heard tomorrow, or then they recall the case. Don't know how true is that, but somebody did send me a message. But we'll be no say it will be adjourned until September. Another thing what we need for consider is the brother spoke a lot about hearsay. I mean, the brother is a professional, well-spoken, smart, undeniably so. But when you begin to talk about hearsay, mention 3-4 times, like in the case of what happened at the APC office, I wanted to ask, for example, that you can't just, of course, it's open to party members, but if you go conduct an exercise there, just like any other place, I'm sure there's a go between the arrangements or protocols that you get for make arrangements. Of course, he agreed because he went through somebody else. But prior to that, he was blaming the Secretary General as being responsible. Why? Because he broke a deal with them. So only for understand, say no, that there was a go-between. And then Pius, and then now I believe Ayeri say no, he wasn't aware. And the brother go on for say, yes, that could possibly be true because the person will go through, they find out say the person is a pathological liar. And he do in due diligence after. Now I make it arrive at pathological because I push back on that little bit. But these are interesting times. So whilst the brother is asking for reform, and I keep stressing on this, it's quite necessary. But if all man for realize what is at stake. So it's possible again that the brother, they hold the party to ransom at a very critical time and intentionally because that's not a bargaining chip as well because time and tide waits for no man. Party for don't go convention, don't elect the flag bearer. And remember that this time it's election because it is inside the revised 1995 Constitution. It is there. I have seen it myself. It is there. And they make boku amendments then. Most of them at their request. So compromise need to be struck for any movement for move forward. This is not the era of progressivism. So what the brother they do in terms of requesting or demanding reform is his right. But as soon as you read the question one ask, it is about how it go about them. How it go about them. Okay. The president will be talk about Fambule, if you remember, I think that 2005, we talk about a transition team, and that was Chukuma Johnson, yeah, we have been the chairman, and then you been get Yansane, this same Payasane, we have been the secretary general. He was the secretary general then. So that have been back between 2004 and 2005. That was the president, and they can take over and run the affairs. And even now, as we speak, the memorandum of understanding where they been get after the McKinney peace conference, I go call them, it will involve a transitional team. It will involve a transitional team. Then call it the Transition Interim Management Committee. TIMC. And they agree say the NRM, this has been during the period of the NRM, will get 10 delegates then. The party will get 10 and somebody else get 5, but I mean 25 in total. So you see, compromises were struck there. Compromises were struck. So I can go on and on and on and on because there were many notes, research done for this particular program. But Fambule, make a land quickly. There's no need ongoing. At least we don't get the gist. We're happy and I want to say thank you to the brother for coming. We say still the Freetown. We go definitely find a time we go actually talk a lot more about the ongoing. When he wants, what he wants, how he wants, what he wants. When will this all come to an end? Is he going to continue holding the party to ransom? Because need for specify and need for understand that he cannot get all in any team. He cannot get all. On a bargaining table, you can get as much as you can get, but not all. And when you look at the weight, say the party is heavier and you are a member with a rights, but limited. So the party accedes to some of your demands, vis-a-vis, you understand? And you move forward because now there are millions of people. Yes, there are crowds that support you because it's a noble venture, but we can equally look at the intent, and that intent did not be one scrutinized tonight, and we were heading in that direction, which is hearsay, hearsay, hearsay. What veracity do you have on some of the things? Or you didn't care because there is already an agenda. That's why. And I just say this theoretically, because if there wasn't an agenda, then you would care for every document that come out, you scrutinize them. But you heard the brother say, well, of course, I already, you don't prejudge them already. These people are a bunch of liars. You cannot trust them. So whatever they say, if they tell you good morning or look na do if they don't clean. So now that perception they take the border they go with. So when are you going to look at real documents, or are you listening to someone else? Are there orders, requests, they come up from some side where they guide you on how for go? So many questions. Anyway, Fambulem, it's been a great run. Just a quick reminder. The Melvi Medziga show will be on the usual time and day, which is on a Wednesday. You get a heavy guest where they bring come, I believe, say, a broadcaster. The flyers are out. Take note of them. And please spread the word and come and listen. The national conversation is on all levels. So on Wednesday, the brother will be on. On Friday, the consortium for progressive political parties, then go in at this platform right here on the Then and Now Media Empire. So you go get a leader, Madam Femi Claudius Cole, a presidential political candidate, and Umawe Onion Party, the Unity Party, and happen to be the leader of COPP, the abbreviation for the Consortium of Political Progressive Parties. They will be here along with Dr. Dennis Bright, Wadi Williams, Babadi Thomas, Bolo, Yafande, and many more. So it's a conglomeration of CSOs and political leaderships, people in political leadership, largely made up of the opposition. Karamo Kaba as well would be part of the team. So almost all of them party then they get representative now this particular broadcast will they hold on Friday. So don't miss it. It's going to be interesting because we're going to be talking about what their intentions are, what are their aims and objectives, because it does seem good that party that they congregate together, because if they harness all in power together, it's better than when they kind of scattered. Like you always like for use the Malcolm X analogy about the power of the fist. If you unfist, the digits them, you use them singularly, they don't wreak boku havoc or get enough power. One finger get less power than two finger. Two finger get less power than 3 and 4 and 5. And when you clench them, it's even more powerful. That's what it is. So this conglomeration or consortium, we want to know what they are all about, so that they can tell Salon Fambulem, and that is on Friday. On Saturday come another big one. So this entire week, there's also big program on the Then and Now Media platform. For the first time, we will assemble about 5 or 6 flag bearers then of the All People's Congress, flag bearer aspirants of the All People's Congress right here on this platform on Saturday coming. On Saturday coming. Don't forget, and that's on the 15th, I believe. That's one day after the big consortium meeting, 2 days after the Melvi Medziga program. And then on Saturday, Dr. Samora Kamara will be here. Dr. Petito will be here. Sam Sumana, I believe, will be on the panel. I'm not sure about Sam, but 6 flag bearer aspirant, Dr. Richard Conteh, will be here, and look out for 6 of them. It's a roundtable discussion on the way forward, the All People's Congress, and that will be hosted by Supermed, who returns on Saturday. What a great return. He's been away for like 4 weeks vacationing while I've been carrying, the Qatar, along with 2 others, Alfred Sanko Cashbox and Melvi Medziga. So these are the kind of things that are coming up on the Then and Now. The Then and Now platform, one tell you all thank you for tuning in. A bit of a disappointment because Mr. Conteh get guest and he therefore go. It's not something where we talk about shortly before we came live, and there's so much happening. If we talk, but we don't promise we say it will most likely come again. And at that time, probably we don't get more information. We'll go like for scrutinize them about, and hopefully he will be more prepared. On this note, I want to let we wind down because we're still about 86 in the chat room and are about to close the program. I hate for close the program suddenly on our people. There is a virtual, how you call them, protest. It's being organized. It's still there in the making, in the skeletal stage. But gradually, you guys will know. And DJ Million is leading, Theophilus Morrison is leading that effort. And you will see heavyweights on that as well. So that's coming. So there's a lot coming. It's about time that we begin to speak out. Silence, not complicity. You can't feel your pain all by yourself. And by the time you realize it's too much, it might just be too late. We have to come to the rescue of we people. And in so doing, some of us who are on the media, we need to keep homing the point. We need to keep sending the message. It's not hatred. It's just the good that we want for our country. That's why we speak out. If good things are being done, we will equally speak of them and congratulate those that are making these good things happen. We can't run a country on entirely propaganda. Like, for example, inflation reduced. So first of all, I ask all the people and begin send a message to me. It's something for celebrate, but as critical as one can be, it's like, well, waiting na inflation, waiting the cause them in the first place. And then when it happened, waiting to happen, of course, things skyrocket, prices of goods and services, it goes up. So if you say you don't control inflation, especially taking them from 2 digits to a single digit, would they wait for that effect? The spiraling effect, say the prices will come down again and people are able to afford. But if it stays up there, then probably artificially one number was just removed for let we get 1 single digit left. Not too long ago, no get banknotes. The Africanist press keep publishing reports upon reports of massive corruption, frivolous spending, mismanagement of the economy. And people then think, say, this is light, that people then can just go into we coffers and just take money and find a way how to circumvent the process. But that process is being outed. And some of you are saying that this is not true. But the people that are being accused to this day, I don't say this for the last 3 months, up till now, they haven't even taken one action. And at some point, one paper come out, I don't know which paper, and I can call people paper falsely, with some sensational headline about action to be taken against the Africanist press for blackmail or smear. And that's about, I think, 2 or 3 months ago. Up till now, nothing. So then big man there, very big man then, and then go sit down and they accuse them so, and people then pull check with transaction references, check numbers are always they say this. And some of us get the audacity, the temerity for deny, say this is false. Invoice not to document. This definitely cannot be right. It definitely cannot be right. And we must continue to speak up, and we'll continue to speak up. Something has to be rectified. There is no way that you can just go into government coffer and go pull company at whim. No respect for the processes and the procedures. You only interpret the law when it suits you. When it doesn't, then of course it doesn't apply. But we get for continue for empower with people. We get for continue for educate with people. We get for continue for conscientize with people. Because the more you conscientize the mind, the more you provide information, relevant information, it prepares the mind of the people for what is to come or what they go through. It will wise them up. It will remove the speck in their eyes. And this is what we will continue to do. Because it's the holy thing for do. It's a civic responsibility. It's a constitutional duty. You can continue to side with who that you want to side with, but the truth remains right in the middle. No matter how you try for crush them, it will never go away because why? It is the truth. So like I say, we will continue to do just that. Family, I not be intent for go this far, but until I know say in behalf of the people that we get for continue for the talk, because it's necessary. And going forward, we'll never shy away from the talking. Never, never shall we shy away from the talking, especially when it comes for the people, in behalf of the people. Because that's what we talk for, not political entities, not demigods or so-called tin pot dictators. No, the people. And the people must prevail and will prevail. So on this note, Fambule, like I say, we need for wind down. We still remain fixed in the studio. We need for wind down. We know you read the news. On Friday, a consortium of progressive political parties led by their chairperson, Madam Claudius Femi Cole, will be on this platform leading the troop, comprising of Dr. Dennis Bright, Karamokaba NGC, Karamokaba APC, Iafande C4C. All of them are there. Wadi Williams, Arnold Bendu, and many CSOs. On Wednesday, the Melvin Meziga show before this consortium show. On Saturday, 6 APC flag bearer aspirants will sit down on a round table on this platform and have a conversation with Mohammed Kamara, aka Superman. Family, on that note, I beg for Lefuna. Yeah, I don't digress too much. I beg for leave. So now I just play a closing music while una the wine and down. Una thank you for listening. Keep the faith. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Let's keep the faith. Let's see whether we can find Better Days Are Coming by Eric Donaldson. Let's see whether we can find Better Days Are Coming by Eric Donaldson. Let's see whether we can find them. Let's see whether we can find them. Okay, let's do the Jimmy Cliff version. Like I said, I want to thank you for listening. Yeah, we appreciate the support we get from us, and we only the aim for go higher. And God willing, we will go higher. So far, the platform is not doing too bad. So don't you cry, don't you cry. It's hard, but better days are coming. Keep the faith, keep the hope. Sierra Leoneans, it's on your behalf that we strive to do our best. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much for listening. See you on Wednesday on the Melvin Mezga Show.